going to simplify. These are very, very important problems. 3 plus 4i over 5 minus 2i. What would you do? Well, you will multiply both numerator and denominator by the conjugate of denominator of, where? With the numerator and denominator, right? Okay? So, right on the separate line, okay? And you are going to multiply 5 plus 2i over 5 plus 2i, which is a 1, right? Okay. By doing that, the denominator will become what? 5 squared minus 2i squared. Yes? Okay. And then the numerator, you just multiply numerators. Does it make sense? Okay. So what do you have in the denominator? 25 minus what? And I squared is what? Negative 1. So what is that?
25 plus 4.
Okay. So 25 plus 4 is? 29. How about the numerator? You need to what?
Foil.
You need to distribute, FOIL it. So you get what? 15 plus 6i, and then say out loud, plus 20i, and then plus 8i squared. And what is I squared? Negative 1. So you get 15 plus 6i plus 20i, and then you have minus 8. Now you combine the like terms. So 15 plus negative 8, which is what? 7. 20i plus 6i is 26i over 29. Okay? Is it okay? You want to write it as a plus bi form, so you will be what? 7 over 29 plus 26 over 29i. You want to write it as this form most of the time. Okay? Is that okay? Today it is okay, but in the future, I'm going to write down, express your answer in a plus bi form. All right? Okay, so that's the first problem. Is it okay so far?
How many points?
How many points? 5 points.
What if they didn't do the negative 1 from the I squared, so the whole thing is wrong? What they showed?
So they stop here.
Like, they showed a bunch of work, but they didn't do the negative 1.
So what did they do with I squared?
I have.
No, that's not right. Then that's not right. If they did not rewrite I squared as negative 1, they didn't simplify, then that they will only get 3 points. Okay, if everything is correct. Okay, let's do number 2. Square root x squared minus 11 plus 5 equals x plus 4. Okay? What should we do? What is the key thing? You will isolate what? One radical on one side. Yeah? So what do you have? X squared minus 11, square root of x minus 11 will be isolated, equals to x minus 1. Yeah? And then what do? You square both sides. By squaring both sides, this will become so simple, x squared minus 11, right? How about the right-hand side? X squared minus 2x, and then plus 1. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Even though that you did not have the time to do it yourself earlier, you still want to take it down as your notes, right? Okay. So now you try to simplify on both sides. Okay, collecting the like terms, you can see, you can subtract x squared on both sides. Then what do you have? You have 2x equals to 12, right?
Yeah.
At 12, add 11 on both sides, and add 2x on both sides. So what is x? X equals to 6. Okay, am I done? Am I done? No, you have to check. So let's check. Okay, 36 minus 11 plus 5, is it equal to 6 plus 4? So this is what? 25, square root of 25 plus 5, is that equal to 10?
Yes.
Yes. So the answer, the solution set will be the set of number 6. Is that okay?
Couldn't put the answer as a set.
Yeah, well, today is fine. If you write x equal to 6 is fine, but then in the future we would like you to write in a solution set.
Can you put it on the rules too?
Yes. 5 points. Okay. All right. Number 3.
So for today, is it okay if you don't have to check?
Yeah, today's fine. Oh, you mean to check? Oh, no. You have to check. Everybody has to check. We said already. You have. But if you check in your brain, I don't know, right? So it is okay as long as it's fine. Okay? Because some people, they can just have mental math, right? Okay, it is fine. It is fine.
I got mental math.
You got mental math. I know. Okay? All right. So far okay? Number 3. Okay, I will keep it for a little while. Any question? So if you don't have the check for today, it's fine. If you don't show it, I will just assume that you have your mental math here. And this is a very straightforward one, so it is not a problem. Can we continue for the next one? Next one, you have how many radicals? Wow. Okay, you have 2 radicals. Well, what should we do first? Isolate one radical on one side. Yeah? Okay. So which radical you would like to isolate on one side? Does it matter? Somebody say yes, somebody say no. Does it matter which one you isolated? No, it doesn't matter. You would like to isolate the one that looks more complicated, okay? The one more involved, because when you square, if you only have single radical when you square, you would take away the radical sign, right? So that's why you would like to keep that more complicated radical on one side, okay? Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, so tell me which one. Maybe you would like to keep this one by itself and you add this on both sides, right? Okay. So let's do it. Isolate one radical on one side. Okay? So I isolate this radical and move that to the other side. You cannot see? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. I will try to scan this and then put that on canvas for you guys. Okay? Now, after I isolate one radical on one side, what do? You will square both sides. So what do you have on the left-hand side? You would just have what? 2a plus 1. Ah, how about for the right-hand side?
It's not
This is
4. 8 plus 4.
here?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we just modify that problem. Okay, now who would like to be the volunteer to tell us what is that complete square? Oh, Jeffrey. Okay. 1 plus
2
Wow. Isn't that awesome? Awesome.
I get confused with the first sign. Is it negative or positive?
Which sign?
Like that? After the 1.
Here? Okay, so let me show you. This is how you recall. If you have a plus b squared, right? The middle term will be plus 2ab plus b squared. Is that okay? And how do you recall? You can think about a square like this, okay? And this is A, that is B, okay? So this is a square with every side A plus B. Now, and it is exactly A squared, right? Plus, look, there is AB, another AB, so there are 2 AB, right? And then plus this 8B squared. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Is it okay? Does it help?
Yeah, what about if it was negative?
If it's negative,
Minus B.
so if you have A minus B squared, then it will be A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. Okay? Because you are considering negative B as the second term. So the middle term will be negative 2AB. But then the last term is negative B times negative B, still positive. Okay? Good that you asked. Okay, so what's next? How many radicals do I have? 1. So what should I do? Isolate. So I try to isolate this. And then what? You are going to move every term away. So 2 radical A plus 4 on the right-hand side. And then you're going to subtract 5, because 1 plus 4 is 5. Subtract on both sides. And then subtract A on both sides. Okay? So subtract 1. And then you will have what? A minus 4. Does it make sense? Who would like to be the one? Tell me what to do next. Square both sides. Okay, good job. Maricela, would you like to try? What is the square of A minus 4? The left-hand side. A squared. Minus 8. Very good. Very good. And then plus 16. Wonderful. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So how about the right-hand side? Would you like to try it again, Maricela?
Square root of A plus 4.
So you will have square of the whole thing, right? So it means what? 2 radical A plus 4 times 2 radical A plus 4. So 2 times 2 is what? 4. And then square root of A plus 4 times,
The same thing.
yeah, it will be parentheses A plus 4, right? Okay, very good. So now we can simplify. You get A squared minus 8A plus 16 equals what? 4A plus 16, right? Okay, now let's,
Subtract over the
right, very good. So we try to make one side to be 0, right? This is a quadratic. So subtract 16 on both sides, and then subtract 4A on both sides, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you have?
A squared.
A squared minus 12A. that okay? Yeah? Now, what's next? Factor out A. Factor, 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 right? So you factor out A, okay? And then you have A times A minus 12, right? So you will have A times A minus 12 equals 0. So what is A? So A equals to 0 or A equals to 12. Am I done? Check. Yes. So let's check. Let's check. Okay? We need to check two things. One is whether the radicand greater than 0, right? Domain. Yeah.
A question for that one. If they only put A equals 12, do we give them all points? Or do they have to put...
Oh, we have to check. Let's check first. Yeah, you don't know until you check, right? So let's check. There are two things that we have to check. The first thing is radicand. Is the radicand greater than or equal to 0? That is
Yes.
a domain, right? Okay, so let's see. When A equal to 0, for A equal to 0, 2A plus 1 will be what? Will be 1, right? Is that greater than or equal to 0? Yes. All right. For A equal to 12, 2A, oh, you have to check two things, right? The other one is A plus 4. Is A plus 4 greater than or equal to 0? Yes, right? Because when A equal to 0, it is 4, yeah? For A equal to 12, is that greater than or equal to 0? Yes, 2 times 12 plus 1 is 25, right? That is greater than or equal to 0, right? How about A plus 4? It is 12 plus 4, which is what? 16. Is greater than or equal to 0. Yes?
Wait, why are we checking A plus 4? We're checking.
We are checking the radicand. We have to check, yeah, both. They are all inside the radical sign, right? So you have to make sure the radicand has to be greater than or equal to 0. Yes?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So you have to check both. For each value, you have to plug in and see, oh, well, they make the radicand greater than or equal to 0, right? Okay. If your paper, they did not check, it's not good. Write it for them. Check the domain. Check the radicand greater than or equal to 0. You just write it down. You have to check. Is radicand greater than or not equal to 0? Remind them they have to check. What they should show, okay?
What do we check?
If you use the mental math, I probably would say, yeah, that person may use their mental math to check. Yeah, for today, okay? But then remind them. The second check is to check what? Well, it make the equation true, right? Will the equation be true? Well, let's check. For A equal to 0. For A equal to 0, 0 plus 1 minus square root 0 plus 4. Question mark. Will that equal to 1? So what is that? 1 minus. What is the square root of 4?
2.
2. Is 1 minus 2 equals to 1?
Yes. No.
Yes or no? No. Sorry, this is false. No. So, A equal to 0 is not a solution. Does it make sense?
Yes.
All right, let's check for A equals to 12. Square root 12 plus 2 times 12 plus 1 minus 12 radicals 12 plus 4. Will that equal to 1? So let's see. This is square root of 25 minus square root of 16. Will that equals to 1? Yes or no? 5 minus 4. Yes, it is 1. So this is true. Therefore, it means A equal to 12 is a solution, right? So it means what? Now you can answer the solution set is the set of one number, just 12. Does it make sense? Okay? All right. Now let's do number 4. Number 4 is a rational equation. Okay? It is a rational equation. Sorry? Can I put back number 3? How many points for number 3? 10 points. Of course. You spend so much time doing this, of course, it worth more points. Okay, so the whole idea is this. Okay, let me tell you how you grade it, and this is how most teacher would grade it. Okay, isolate one radical on one side. Okay, it is very important. Okay, so you have 1 point here. Okay, and then you have square both sides, also 1 point, and then you square it correctly, also 1 point. Does it make sense?
Yes.
And then you have to isolate, right? Isolate one radical again on one side. Okay? That's another 1 point. And then you square both sides, another point. And then you square it correctly, it's another point. Does it make sense? And then you will get a quadratic equation with one side be 0, that's another point. And then you factor it correctly, it's another point. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Well, most people, if they can go up here, they will get this 2. And then the checking is also 1 point, 1 point. Okay? So you have totally 10 points. Yeah, I would take it. I just said, that person, if they did not check, they probably give you 2 answers, 0 and 12. So if that person give you only 1 answer, number 12, means that person has very good mental math. I hope. So you don't need to take away points. Okay? I would just take, give you the benefit of doubt. Okay? All right. So if they did not check, show you the check, it's okay for today. But then tomorrow I will give you quiz again. Tomorrow you have to show all your checking work. Okay? All right. So number 4. Can we do number 4 now?
Yes.
Okay. This is what you have pre-read, actually, right? This is 5.4, the rational equations. And this is not new. This is something that we try to help you to recall what you have learned in the past. Do you know how to do this? If I give you something very simple. Okay, let's compare these two. Wow, it looks much, much simpler, right? Do you know how to do this?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
How do you do it? LCD. What is the LCD for this problem? 6x, right? Good job. So what do? You would like to find LCD, and you get that is 6x, and then you multiply, because you can multiply both sides by the same thing and still equal for equalities, right? That is what property? Multiplication property of equality. So multiply both sides by LCD. Okay, means what? Multiply every term. So you have 6x times 1/2 plus 6x times 1 over x equals 6x times 1 over 3. Does it make sense? So far, so good? Okay. Is that okay?
Yes.
What do you have? 6x is 6x over 1. So you get what? 2 goes into 6 is what? 3x. And then plus
6.
6. Thank you. Thank you. And then how about here?
2x.
This is 2x. Thank you. So you get 3x plus 6 equal to 2x. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. Then now what do? You just solve for x, right? Combining the like terms. So you subtract 2x on both sides. So you get,
X plus 6.
yeah, subtract 2x on both sides and then minus 6 on both sides. Yeah? So move the number to the other side, so you get x equals to -6. Is that okay?
Yes.
The idea for the rational expression is exactly the same. You try to use the multiplication property of equality, finding the LCD, and multiply with both sides. In other words, with every term. What is LCD right now? What is LCD, Jeffrey?
Well, parentheses, x minus 1.
Very good. And then you multiply LCD on both sides. Yeah? Okay? Or every term. Right? Okay, so what do you have? X times x minus 1 times x plus 3 over x minus 1 plus x times x minus 1 times x plus 5 over x equals x times x minus 1 times 3x plus 1 over x minus 1. Alberto, what do you have? For the first, you have this over 1, yeah? Yes or no? So x minus 1 with x minus 1 are common, yeah? So you get what? X times x plus 3. How about the second term? This going to this, so you get x minus 1 times x plus 5. Remember, you need to put what? Parentheses. Yes, very, very important, okay? Because you are multiplying the whole thing. Okay? All right. The right-hand side, x minus 1 and x minus 1 are common, so you have x times 3x plus 1. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. Now, Victoria, can you tell us what's next?
We multiply
You just, very good. So you get
x squared
x squared
plus 3x
plus 3x, and then plus
x squared
x squared
plus 5x
plus 5x
minus 1x
minus x
negative 5
minus 5 equals
3x squared
3x squared
plus x.
plus x. Very good. Okay? So far so good? Now let's combining the like terms. So you have x squared, so you have x squared, so you have 2x squared on the left side, right? So you probably would like to subtract off and combine with the right hand side. Are you with me? You want to put all the x squared on one side, yeah? Okay, let me simplify the left hand side. You get what? 2x squared, and then 8x minus x is what? 7x, and then minus 5 equals to 3x squared plus x, right? Okay, and then subtract 2x squared, you get x squared, right? And then subtract 7x, you minus 6x plus 5. You make one side be 0, and you let left side be 0 because then you have leading coefficient positive 1. Yeah? How do you factor this? X minus 5 times x minus 1 equals to 0. So x equals to 5 or x equals to 1. So far so good? Awesome. Are we done? No, why not? We have to check it. We have to check what? We have to check first. Now, what is a domain now? We have to make sure what? Denominator cannot equal to 0, right? So that is checking the domain, yeah? So the denominator, so let's see. There are two numbers. One is for x equals to 5, okay? For x equals to 5. For x equal to 5, there are two denominators. One is x minus 1. Will that be 5 minus 1? Yes. So is that not equal to 0? Yes. About for x. Well, x not equal to 0, right? Because it is what? 5. Am I correct? Okay. How about for x equal to 1? Uh-oh. 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 X minus 1 is 0. Sorry. So x equal to 1 cannot be your solution. Is that right? This could be your mental math. You just use your eyes. Look. Can x equal to 5? Of course. Can x equal to 1? No, because it makes the denominator equal to 0. Does it make sense? Okay. So x cannot equal to 1. Now, let's look at equation. Well, equation be true. Okay? So let's look at x equal to 5. We don't need to check x equal to 1 now. So for x equal to 5, well, that makes the equation equal to, make the equation be true. Plug it in. I know sometimes you don't have that much time to check. But as what I just said, try your best. And sometimes you can come back after you finish the rest. Let's check. 5 plus 3 over 5 minus 1 plus 5 plus 5 over 5. Is that equals to 3 times 5 plus 1 over 5 minus 1? Yes or no? Well, let's try. This is 8 over 4 plus 10 over 5. Put a question mark, remember? Is that equal to 16 over 4? Isn't that a question? Yes. So this is 2 plus 2. Is 2 plus 2 equals to 4? Yes or no? Yes. So, means what? X equals to 5 makes the equation true. So now you can answer. The solution set is what? Is what? Is 5. Okay? Is it okay? Sorry? Oh, 10 points. This problem also 10 points. And I can tell you how you show it. First of all, they have to, I think most of you are using the LCD multiply on both sides. Am I correct? Okay. So by finding the LCD is 1 point. Multiplying on both sides is another 1 point. Multiplying correct is 1 point. Okay. And then they have to simplify it and make one side to be 0. Okay. And that is 2 points. Okay. And factor, you get another 1 point. Okay. And then checking the domain, checking whether it make it true. If they don't show the check, I would give benefit of doubt for this time, and you don't need to take away points. But then the checking will worth 3 points. Okay? So totally 10 points. Okay. So today's quiz is 30 points. By doing the number 4, actually we already gone through the 5.4 review, right? This is nothing but like numbers. Okay, can I have your attention? 5.4, what is 5.4? Rational equations, right? The most important part is just like this example. I'm giving you this example as a standard example. If I'm going to test you on the exam, it will be something like this. If somebody is going to test you on the final, it will be something like this. What is that? They need to know whether you know the property of equations. There are two property of equations. One is multiplication property for equality. One is addition property for equality. And now you are using multiplication property for equality, finding the LCD, multiply on both sides. Yeah? You just have to be careful, multiply it correct. And then you get simplify and have a quadratic equation, making sure one side be 0, and then you factor. Do you know how to factor? Yes. So by testing you this, they're also testing you whether you know factor. Very simple factor, right? So simple. And then you get two possible answers. And you just need to check carefully. So this is a standard problem, just like in your pre-algebra, you have such kind of easy problem. Does it make sense? You have to study smart, okay? You have to study smart. Everything are like before. You just a little bit more involved. Before it was just numbers. Now you have expressions. Is that okay? Let's continue to our 5.6 lecture, applications. Okay?
Should we pass up the quiz?
Pass your quizzes, please.
How many out of how many?
Out of 30. Do you like eat pizza? All right, this is a pumpkin pie if you don't like pizza. Okay. How many minutes you need to eat a pumpkin pie? 10 minutes. 3 minutes. Half an hour, 30 minutes. Okay. Let's make it longer. So for John, needs, say, 3 hours. Okay? While eating such a pizza or pumpkin pie, to him, is a task. Okay? He needs to spend 3 hours to finish this pie or to finish or to complete this task. Okay? So, to do a job. Okay? Mary needs 4 hours to do the same job. Well, their job is easy, huh? Just eating a pumpkin pie. Okay? All right. Now they have a party. Thanksgiving party. There's only one pumpkin pie, and both of them want to eat it. So they would say, hey, let's eat together, right? So how much time will it take to finish the job if they work together? So actually, I'm just using pi to get your attention. Say it again. Somebody already got the answer. Okay, somebody say they need 7 hours. Hey, think about it. You do a job in 3 hours, right? Just by yourself. If you eat the pumpkin pie, you need 3 hours to finish it. Somebody come and help you. You think that you need 7 hours to finish it? No, it's okay. No. Don't laugh. No. Yeah. Please. No, this is wonderful moment that for us to have brainstorm, because sometimes people would just have this, like your boss would ask you, if you have a job that you need 3 hours, the other worker need 4 hours. Now I will team you up. How much time you need to finish it if you work together, right?
Yeah.
This happens at all the working places. When you say, well, I can recall we learned something in Dr. Chen's class. Give me a pencil and pen, a paper and pencil, and I will try to find it for you. Okay? It's not that hard. So at least you know it must be sooner than 3 hours, right? Because you have help. And it will be sooner than 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
It must be sooner, right? Okay, so now since we know that, how do we do it? Okay, remember, recall, what you have learned before is what? How fast they can do. So for John, in 1 hour, John's working speed or working rate is what? How much he can finish eating in 1 hour? 1/3 of the pie, right? Or 1/3 of the job. Is that right? Per hour. How about Mary? Mary's working speed or rate is what? 1/4. Thank you. You are awesome. Right? So, remember what we learned before. If you know the speed, right? How fast you can drive times the time, that will give you the distance traveled. Am I correct?
Yes.
Right now, you are talking about not the speed, but it's also speed. It's a working speed, right? It's just not driving speed. So, if John can finish the job 1/3 and Mary can finish the job 1/4 in an hour, and let's say they work together, then you...
1/3 plus 1/4 equals what?
Okay, well, you are going to look, say, you know what, I remember we will consider the rate times the time. Right now it's not distance, but it's the work that is done, right? This is the work, okay? So for John and Mary, John can accomplish 1/3 of the job, okay? And in how long, I don't know, so I put T. Rate times the time give me the work accomplished by John. So say that John worked 2 hours. Then 1/3 times 2 will be 2/3. Am I correct? Okay? Right now I don't know, right? I don't know how long. So I put variable T to represent that. For Mary, she can finish 1/4. Let's say she also works T hours. Then how much work she accomplished in T hours? It will be 1/4 times T. Rate times time, right? It will be the portion that they accomplished. So now, you know, they would like to finish the whole job. If this is a pie, they want to finish the whole pie. The whole pie is 1 pie. So the whole job is 1. Okay? So the work done by John plus the work done by Mary should be the whole job. Is that right?
Yes.
How much work done by John? 1/3 times T. How much work done by Mary? 1/4 times T, right? So you add it together, should be 1. What is 1/3 times T? It's T over 3. And this is T over 4. You add it together, should be 1. Wonderful, wonderful equation. It's just like your pre-algebra equation, right? You have this equation with denominators. What would you try to solve it? You would say, find the LCD. What is LCD now? 12. So you multiply 12 with every term, right? So you will have 12 times T over 3 plus 12 times T over 4 equals to 12 times 1. Yeah? So what do you have? 4T plus 3T equals to 12. Is that right? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. And then 7T equals to 12. Right? So what is T? So T is 12 over 7. Is that okay? That is the hours. They need to spend 12 over 7 hours to complete the whole job. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, a lot of time we would like you to tell us how many hours and minutes. So this is 1 hour. How many minutes? 5 over 7 hour. You need to multiply. 1 hour has how many minutes? Can you tell me? 60 minutes. So 5 over 7 hours is 5 over 7 times 60 minutes. Am I correct? Yes? Is that okay? It's 300 over 7 minutes. It's about what? Then you can try to find it. It's about 43 minutes. Okay? So you can say it's about 1 hour and 43 minutes. Sorry?
Can we just run it one to 5, 7?
Can you leave it in hours?
No, we can't just leave it at 12 over 7.
Yeah.
Total of what?
We can't just leave it as 12 over 7.
Oh, 12 over 7. If I don't say write it in hours and minutes, yes. But then in our daily life, people, if there's a mother coming and say, can you assemble my child's bike? Tell me how much longer that I need to wait. Then you have to tell her how many hours and minutes, right? She would not be able to convert. Oh, what do you mean by 12 over 7 hours? You have to really calculate that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay? All right, so 5.6 is about working together. All right? So go home and do the homework. And I already put the homework on Canvas. Some of you already saw it. And hope you finish that. So tomorrow you will have a problem like working together in the quiz. All right? All right, talking about today's midterm makeup. Okay, how many of you are taking it this 12 o'clock? Actually 12:20, sorry, 12:20. How many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see. Okay, you don't come here. You go to R121. Not here. It's R121. Okay, let's go. We have to go. Thank you.